I'm Emily.
Hey, I'm Colby. We're the Lost Bells.
And this is our bus. We live in here with our 3 little kids who are off playing. So we're excited to show it to you today. So our bus is
it's a 2000 International. It's 36 feet, flat nose pusher. We bought it in Colorado from another family that had planned to live in it and had started the renovation. They had raised the roof 21 inches. They had gutted it and insulated it, done a paint job on the outside.
And they put in RV windows. So the RV windows, because they had already kind of mapped out their layout and configuration for their family and then decided they didn't want to do it. So the windows were just kind of, you know, we were like, okay, this is what we have to work with. So we kind of planned our layout based on what we wanted and also based on the windows in the space that we already had. These couches we never planned to have in here. These couches actually came from our house that we sold. And this was kind of our last item of business to figure out, like, this living space. We knew we wanted a couch seating area of some sort, and then we were trying to figure out different configurations with like a booth or a bar.
Yeah, like a big bar counter. That's why we had a bunch of outlets, because we had to do the electrical before it was all enclosed.
But there's a wheel well on both sides that raises up, you know, a good 8-10 inches or so. So we had to work around those, and we just could never figure out a layout that we loved and were really excited about with the booth or bar table. And then when push came to shove, it was time to move out of our house, and we still had these couches, and we were like, well, let's just like move one of them in for some seating space. And then we were like, that actually fits pretty good. It's an L-shaped sectional, and so then we were like, well, maybe the other one would fit. And then we were like, sweet, it's done. So we may not keep these forever, but this is what we've got for now, and it works great. They get really dirty because our kids climb all over them after playing out in the dirt outside, and we eat on them. So they're not long-term for sure, but they work perfect for us for now. So
yeah. And let's go actually behind you to...
So this loft area was kind of a vision that I had when we bought the bus. There was these framing up there that looked like a bookshelf or bookcase to me, and I was like, I love books. So I was like, books, I've got to make this into like a bookcase area. And then I started thinking like, well, that'd be really cool if it was like up above and the kids could get up there and could be their little reading nook. So I started, you know, having this vision of it, and this is kind of what we came up with. No bookshelves up there, but we do have the book baskets. But we always imagined there'd be a little ladder up here, but we hadn't gotten to that yet, and the kids just made do with what we have. See what I'm saying about our couches getting super dirty? So the kids just climb up here, and this is their play spot. They've got their books, tons of bins of Legos. We have Legos coming out our ears, but I'm really happy that we have a place that the Legos pretty much stay contained up here. And then we've got, you know, stuffies and magnets and toys. So this is kind of where the few toys that we decided to bring with us came. So, do you like it up here, bud? Yeah.
Usually with bus design renovation, there's 2 layouts you can choose from with slight variations, but usually it's a galley, which is basically just an aisle that goes all the way back to the back. 2 sides, it's just split into almost like thirds widthwise, or you can have an L shape, which is what we chose to do, mostly because
so when we were doing all our research and looking at buses and, you know, gaining a lot of inspiration and saving pictures and things on Pinterest and stuff like that, every time I saw the L-shaped buses, I just was like, yes. Like, I just really liked the design aesthetic of it. It kind of separates the space. I love that it makes the kitchen the focal point right when you come in, and this is kind of like the heart of our home, you know, and it's cozy in here, but I love it. I love that this is like the heart of our home, literally. So
yeah, in the kitchen we have uppers and lower cabinets. We actually have plenty of storage. We weren't sure. We were trying to as we were designing it, we were trying to have as much storage as possible. We have drawers in the kick plates.
Yeah, we've got these hidden drawers down here.
And we went with no microwave. We feel like we didn't really use it that much, even at home, besides like leftovers. And they're like a huge power draw. So we opted to just see what it was like without, especially when we were traveling internationally. A lot of the places where we were at didn't even have microwaves. So we thought we would give it a shot without to save on power and space.
So we didn't mention that, but we did travel internationally full time for several months and with our kids. And so we had learned to live really minimally already. We lived out of 4 suitcases for the 5 of us for 7 months. So we knew that we could manage the bus lifestyle and living small and simply. So actually we have plenty of space with our kitchen. All the cabinets have magnets on them so that they don't, things don't slide out. And we'll do another video showing the specifics of how we store everything and what we use and how we store things. So we do have a water filter here. This is our filtered water. We have 150 gallons of fresh water. This is our stove oven, and so we've got the 3 burners here, and then tiny oven, which I was a little apprehensive about when we were buying it. I was like, oh, I don't know, and it only really fits 1 small pan, but sometimes I'll stack another one on top of it going the opposite direction. You're not supposed to put any down here, but it works for us. We make it work, and it's tiny, you know. I couldn't put like a huge pizza in there if I wanted to, but it works for us.
And the oven and the water heater run off of propane, a little bit electric, but mostly propane. Everything else is electric, and besides our heater, we have
there's a diesel heater
under
the couch right here. We have a diesel heater that puts out a good amount of heat, and then we also have an AC heater unit here as well, AC/heater that we run as needed. So we have our pantry and food storage here. So my woodshop teacher, he's awesome, from high school, I contacted him while we were in the middle of the bus build and was like, hey, can you help us with a few things? So he built this pantry storage for us.
How long ago were you in high school?
In high school, like 15 years, 18 years ago, I don't know, a long time ago. But he's awesome, and he let us park the bus at his house, use his wood shop for a few weeks. He's amazing. So he helped us with a few things, and this was one of those things. And then we have storage up here as well for food storage, and it goes back pretty deep. Yeah. So this is all, you know, food and snacks and stuff that we use regularly. This is more baking and spices and things that I use for cooking. And then we have our fridge and freezer. Up there we have a little bit of extra storage.
In the early stages of our design, what Emily had mentioned earlier with the wheel wells up front, we had the same issue with the wheel wells in the back. And this hallway originally was going to the wheel well was going to stick out right into the middle of this hallway. So we had to raise up at least the hallway.
Yeah, he had this idea. He's like, I had this idea last night. Since we are going to like step up to the hallway anyway, what if we just raise the whole floor back there and then we have storage in the floor? I was like, brilliant! You're a genius!
So yeah, because, I mean, when we were doing this, we wanted to build in as much storage as possible because we weren't sure how much we were going to need.
Originally, we wanted to find a bus with under storage, you know, kind of undercarriage storage, but our bus didn't come with that, and it just was kind of this bus had the other things we wanted, so we wanted to build in as much storage as we possibly could. Mm-hmm. So this was a great way to do that.
Yep. And so this, but actually, and then as we built out the back area, the wheel well actually only ended up coming basically right to this wall. So we didn't need to raise it up anymore, but we liked the idea of having all that storage. So these are all hatches. So in this hatch is food and dry storage, and we'll get into more of the details when we talk about this section. But for right now, there's storage there, storage here. So we have our bathroom right here. And then so we have some of our storage for toiletries that we don't access that often, but that we may need for the bathroom. So we have a pocket door, comes in, and we have our composting separate toilet, and we have some towels, toiletries, and we have our shower.
So when we planned the layout, the people we bought the bus from had already planned to have the bathroom in this kind of area. And so they didn't plan to have the shower in the emergency exit in the shower, but we were trying to figure out how to fit in all 3 of our kids' beds. So anyway, it ended up putting the emergency exit here in the shower, which we were like, okay, I guess that's a cool spot for it. So we have a little curtain rod here. People are always like, wait, how do you shower? So we have a little curtain rod here with a curtain that covers over the door, but sometimes we use this, not very often. But and then another thing about the bathroom was Colby was like, oh yeah, we're good, we don't need a sink, we'll just have the kids go use the kitchen sink. And as a mom, I was always kind of like, I don't know if that's, and then especially with this crazy year that we've been in 2020, I was like, we need a sink in the bathroom for sure, because if we don't have one in the bathroom, they're not going to wash their hands, and it's going to, yeah. So this was an afterthought that we put in later because we hadn't planned for any sink in the bathroom. And I was like, I kind of really want a sink in the bathroom. So Colby found a sink, got that figured out, and put that in here. We have the Nebbia shower, which is great. It's really low water usage, but a really nice showering experience. Really misty. So that's great.
We do have a washer dryer combo in here. It's the Splendide, the 2100 XE. And we also, kind of tucked behind our laundry basket, we have our water heater as well. So those go good together. We got the proper clearances we need for the water heater back there.
All of our water tanks are stored underneath the bus. Mm-hmm. They're mounted underneath.
Yeah, we chose to, and we didn't want to take up space inside the bus with our water tanks. Some people do for winterizing reasons, but actually, I mean, where we're currently at, it gets below freezing, and we do just fine with them underneath.
All right, so this is our bunk area. Initially, when we were planning out this area, we had thought about doing kind of enclosed areas for the kids, kind of like a little cave or den for each child. But I really like the idea of it being open and kind of having this like a family room area. So, and I loved these railings. I had these custom made. So, and I really wanted, like I said, we love books, so I wanted to build in storage for our books. And then the kids have some little shelves here that just we've built into the framing. Each child has their own window. That just kind of worked out with the window layout that came with the bus. And then I don't think we've ever mentioned, but we have the cedar ceiling on the ceiling that we love. I love looking at those knots and, you know, wooden or grain in the wood at night. So, oh, and then the kids' clothes are stored here. So these cabinet faces are just on Velcro, so they come off easily. And then this is our oldest, Zoe's clothes. And then we have, Drew's clothes here. So they pretty much live out of these baskets. And I mean, aside from like jackets and sweatshirts, that's most of the clothes that we have. We have hooks over there for coats as well that you saw coming in. So this dresser here was built in by my woodshop teacher, who also built the pantry for us. So this has mine and Colby's clothes, Marley, our toddler's clothes, and then a few random like exercise clothes, blankets, curtains, random things, dresses. And then this, because the floor goes down, we had to take the handle off to access the hatch down below here. But this is a deeper, it's not a drawer because it goes down deeper. So down here we have our beach towels, our jackets and coats and sweatshirts and excess things that we don't use all the time. So this is kind of swim and winter gear type stuff down there. And then this back here goes to what we refer to as the trunk of the bus. And I'll let Colby talk about that more because that's kind of his area. It's kind of like the garage of the home. And then this goes to our bedroom.
Okay, so this is the trunk. Yeah, we split the doors to go up into our bed, and then also to keep this area closed off. So it's built up because some of where the engine bay is there, but part of the reason why our bed is so high is because we have one of the buses where the engine bay has these things. It's kind of hard to see, but it has the air vents that go up the side. This basically from here to here. So our bed had to be a lot higher, which wouldn't have worked if there wasn't a roof raise on this. We would have had to have had a whole different configuration otherwise. I mean, we would only had like this much headspace for our bed. So, we have I store tools. We store our tables. Some of our tables are outside right now. We have paddleboard, extra water, and just kind of random miscellaneous stuff, but a lot of tools kind of go back here, and then all of our solar and battery bank components are back here as well. So those are the components. You can monitor all that stuff from your phone. Victron has a really nice app that helps us to monitor everything and see where we're at. And then up on the roof, we have 4 panels. They're each 335 watts. I don't want to do math on live camera view. Somewhere around 1,400 watts total.
So this is our master suite here. It's cozy, but we're comfortable. And we have a queen size mattress in here. I got these cabinets same time I got the cabinets down below for the kids' clothing storage and for the pantry storage. It was like 10 cabinet faces. And so we have magnets on these, and we have, our personal stuff in there. And then we have some little built-in shelving here on the side walls, and then little shelf here. And probably one of my favorite features is the hatch here to the roof. So this hatch is kind of our little escape. That was definitely one of our concerns about bus life, was what are we going to do when we need to escape? And so we definitely wanted to build in a deck up top, and we put in this hatch. This is a boat hatch that we installed. I have a little brother who is a general contractor, and his company, Peak Renovations, they did a lot of the initial build for us with the flooring and some of the ceiling and some of the painting and a few of the early on projects. So they put in this hatch for us, and then we hired somebody to build the frame of the deck, and then Colby installed the wood for it. So welcome to the deck. This is our hideout and escape. We've been telling the kids that we're gonna do a camp out here one night. They're a little nervous about it, but so Colby installed the wood up here. I love it. This is kind of my little yoga meditation sanctuary and retreat. Sometimes Colby comes up here to work. He'll often work on our bed just because he can shut that door and kind of take meetings and things in our bedroom, our little cozy loft bedroom. So sometimes he'll come up here on a camping chair or something and work out here, or just kind of come take a little nap or escape when we need some quiet times. The kids love to come up here too, but we try to make sure they only do that with adult supervision.
So that's our bus. Thanks for coming along with us, and stay tuned. We're gonna go deep dive into every section of the bus and the build, what we did, how we built it, mistakes we made, all that stuff.
So if you have questions specifically about certain specifications or daily life or anything you have questions about, drop them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you'll see those videos coming up. We can't wait to share with you. Thanks for watching.
Just scan up it like the finer things in life. Just scan up it like the finer things. Just scan up it like the finer things in life. Oh. Eyeball.
I